Hello everyone and welcome back to English with Lucy. In this vocabulary lesson, I'm going to give you 20 commonly used business English nouns and then loads of collocations that can relate to them. By the end of the lesson, you'll have learnt over 150 business vocabulary collocations. I will give you the definition if the collocation changes the meaning of the noun or if I think the combination is particularly complicated. Let's get started with the lesson. The first noun is advice. You can have sound advice, which is good advice, a piece of advice, expert advice, professional advice, legal advice. You can take someone's advice or you can give a word of advice. You can also give a bit of advice or a piece of advice. Noun number 2 is brand. You can have a leading brand, a major brand, a well-known brand, a brand identity, which are the visible elements of a brand, such as colour, design and logo, and brand awareness, which is how aware people are of your brand. The third noun is budget. You can have budget cuts, which are budget reductions, budget constraints, which are limitations, a tight budget, which is a small budget, or a shoestring budget, which is a very small budget. Noun number 4 is conclusion. Different ways to say to come to a conclusion are to draw a conclusion, to reach a conclusion, to jump to a conclusion, or to draw conclusions. You can also have a logical conclusion, and you can say in conclusion, which means finally. You would use this to start a final paragraph. Number 5 is cost. You can have prohibitive costs, which are costs that get in the way. You can also have rising costs or escalating costs, which are costs that get bigger and bigger. There are also additional costs, operating costs, administrative costs. You can cut costs, you can lower costs, you can keep costs down or keep down costs, and you can maintain low costs. Number 6 is customer. You can have a loyal customer, a regular customer, a satisfied customer. You can talk about customer service or customer support. You deal with a customer, help a customer, assist a customer, lose a customer, keep a customer, and attract a customer. You can also talk about a customer base. Number 7 is decision. You can have a tough decision, which is a difficult decision, a hasty decision, which is a quick or premature decision. You can have a majority decision, which means most people agree on the decision, a unanimous decision, where everyone makes the same decision, and you can make a decision. Number 8 is delivery. You've got fast delivery, free delivery, guaranteed delivery, scheduled delivery, next day delivery, to make a delivery, to accept a delivery, to receive a delivery, and you can have a delivery service. Number 9 is estimate. You can have a rough estimate, a preliminary estimate, which means an early estimate, a realistic estimate, a reasonable estimate, a conservative estimate, which means a cautious estimate. You can give an estimate and you can provide an estimate. Number 10 is experience. You can have a lack of experience or wealth of experience, which is lots of experience. You can have considerable experience, which means the same thing. You can have valuable experience or hands-on experience, which someone gets from doing something rather than just reading about it or studying it. You can also have personal experience, rewarding experience, and unforgettable experience. You can also learn from experience and gain experience. Number 11 is knowledge. You can have working knowledge, technical knowledge, first-hand knowledge, which you get from seeing something yourself. You can acquire knowledge, gain knowledge, apply knowledge, and broaden knowledge, which means increase knowledge. You can also use the phrase to the best of one's knowledge, which means as far as one knows. To the best of my knowledge is as far as I know. Number 12 is loss. You can have heavy loss, significant loss, or huge loss. Number 13 is market. You can have a competitive market, a foreign market, a global market, an international market, a black market, which is an illegal or unofficial market, an expanding market, a growing market, a stock market, and you can talk about market value, market conditions, the market leader, and to be in the market. Number 14 is mistake. You can have a big mistake, a huge mistake, a terrible mistake, an honest mistake, a common mistake. You can make a mistake, you can repeat a mistake, you can learn from a mistake, and you can say an easy mistake to make. Number 15 is payment. You can say an annual payment, a monthly payment, an interest payment, a down payment, which is a deposit. You can make a payment, you can receive a payment, you can stop a payment, you can demand payment, and you can say payment in advance. Number 16 is price. You can say a high price, or an exorbitant price, which means an overly high price, a low price, a reasonable price, the right price, asking price, half price, retail price, cut prices. You can quote someone on a price, something can go up in price, and you can talk about a price range, a price increase, a price rise, a price cut, and a price war. Number 17 is production. You can increase production, you can have production costs, you can talk about mass production, you can start production, and you can stop production. Number 18 is profit. You can have gross profit, which is the difference between the revenue and cost. You can have first, second, third, and fourth quarter profit. You can have annual profit, you can make a profit, you can generate a profit, you can maximize profit, and you can talk about the profit margin. Number 19 is risk. You can have high or low risk, you can have big risk, you can have considerable or calculated risk, you can talk about a safety or health risk, you can minimize risk, you can take a risk, you can run the risk of something, you can do something at one's own risk, and you can outweigh the risk of something. Number 20 is salary. You can have a high or a low salary, you can have a competitive salary, a starting salary, an annual or a monthly salary, you can receive a salary, and you can have a salary cut. Now it's time for the quiz. I'm going to give you a sentence, and I'll give you some time to think about what should fill the gap. Don't forget to share your scores in the comments down below. Right, that's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learnt something. Don't forget to connect with me on all of my social media. I've got my Facebook, my Instagram and my Twitter. And I shall see you soon for another lesson. Mwah.